Beyond Meat, ticker symbol BYND, just blew up today. The stock was halted midday multiple times, and right now it is down after hours and after hours trading. Let's break down what the heck is happening with Beyond Meat stock, ticker symbol BYND, because what is happening to shareholders? Let's get right into it. Now, Beyond Meat stock was halted today due to extreme volatility. A lot of these halts usually happen when the market needs to pause or digest any major news that happened. In Beyond Meat's case, speculation is flying around, earnings, all this debt restructuring, the short squeeze dynamics, anything that can move the stock has been into a factor into this halt. So given that it didn't actually have the time today to run and it was halted multiple times, this stock is actually down 1% on the day when it was up 70% after hours last night. It is an insane way that the stock can just flip like that. We are actually down after hours today of about 13%. 13% on a day where you could have saw $6 for this stock in the morning. It is insane how quickly sentiment changes and how easily it is to get that pullback in any stock. So let's look into charting and see what the heck is happening. So here's a daily chart of what the heck Beyond Meat did. It went all the way up as high as $8.70 and dropped down to as low as $3 today. There's a bunch of lines on here. Disregard them for now because these are key support and resistance levels that I'm going to get into. But if you look at a 1 year, like where can this company drop down to? In the short term, it could drop down to pretty low. If we look here, let's look at the 5-day. So the 5-day here, we're currently trading at about $3.14. The next level of support would be this $2.90 here. If we blow through this $2.90 here, it could go as low as $2.45. And it could go even lower to this other support level here of $1.93. This can go a lot lower, though it could go a lot higher. Is this a breather for the stock to just take off in the next couple of days, trading days, if not weeks, for this short squeeze to come? So instead of looking at downside, let's also look at the upside as well as to where this stock could go. So if the stock does continue to go higher, we could see it's right here at this little red line right here, but it could go as high as $4.20. And then after that, if it keeps roaring higher, we break through $4.20. Very iconic number. Then we will probably see $5 for the stock. And then if you break through this $5 resistance here, you'll probably get up to $6.60. Then after that, the next level of resistance, obviously there's going to be pullbacks and there's going to be peaks and troughs as you ride this entire thing. But just key levels of support and resistance here. After that, we'll probably see anywhere between $8.18 around there. The next level would be $10.80. Shortly after, you'll likely see $12.50. And at the highs, you'll probably see $17. That doesn't mean that it won't go higher than that, because I don't ever want to put a top on any company, and I don't want to put a bottom on any company besides zero. So this stock can go down as much as it can go up, and we saw that today. We're seeing that after hours, but we're seeing it go up throughout all of this time. What has happened with investors, right? We need to look at this company here and see, is the risk worth putting the money into here? How do we manage the risk by putting all of this money into here, right? You're probably going to look at, what am I holding at the end of the day? You're holding Beyond Meat stock. If all else goes to crap and this momentum stops, what do you own? You own a company that has about $300 million in sales every single year, and they are losing sales about 5% every single year. They have about 750 employees. Their revenue per employee is about $400,000. Now, this is a company that you can see here in the financials that it is not the strongest because, one, it is unprofitable. So what happens when companies are unprofitable? Well, for one, they have to start finding ways to cut operational expenses, right? They need to put all this money back into either one, to grow the business, everything they get back from investors to grow the business, or two, they need to find ways to cut spending. How do they cut spending? Likely it's through headcount. They've probably already established some kind of supply chain for their actual meat replication products. So anything plant-based, they probably have a supply chain that's already established. It's very difficult to cut supply chain costs when it comes to having a material-based company like this. So I will go on the route that they're probably going to have to go and cut heads here if all else goes to the ground. At the end of the day, their free cash flows have been negative at minus $125 million every single year. This is a company losing money, EBITDA minus $129 million every single year. At the end of the day, financially, it is not the strongest company. Is there a story for Beyond Meat? Let's look at the products. There is the Beyond Burger. You could probably buy this frozen in the meat aisle and just cook it for yourself. I've tried them before. They're not that bad, but I don't think it is a complete meat replacement. You are essentially looking to convert meat eaters to eat your plant-based product to substitute meat out. Or you're getting people that have never been introduced to meat in their diet and just want a plant-based burger to replicate what a burger would taste like. Other than that, you have a little bit of a stack burger here, which is a frozen patty. You get like, what is this, 12 grams of protein? That's actually not bad. And there's Beyond Beef, which is kind of like ground beef, but made out of plant-based materials. There's Beyond Steak, and there's Beyond Sausages. There's also a breakfast sausage. There's chicken pieces. There's chicken nuggets. Well, they shouldn't call them chicken nuggets. They should call them like non-chicken nuggets. But nonetheless, I actually do want to try these. I'm not going to lie, the branding of this actually looks decent. Like, I would consider trying it because it just looks appetizing from this. Would I replace my entire diet? Probably not, but nor I don't think people are, and you can see that in the sales here. But nonetheless, this is a company that has an okay product. Let me know if you guys actually try Beyond Meat products, because if they're actually good and you think this company can turn around and take all of this investor money, funnel it back into the business, find different growth opportunities, invest in new lines of products to put into the business, it might not be that bad. It really depends on your risk tolerance here. But given that majority of people aren't actually looking at Beyond Meat as a product, as a company, they're looking at it from a more of a collaboration community lens where everyone needs to just buy Beyond Meat and hold it, and the stock will roar and roar and roar. It throws all fundamentals out the window. So we revert back to this charting here where investors or traders are very interested in seeing what kinds of moves Beyond Meat can get in the next 5, 10, 12, 24 trading days. What is going to happen here? We do not even know, but just by looking at these kind of halts, people have saying they've been seeing this halt before. They've seen this move before. GameStop had done an exact thing with this. Or is this the same as GameStop? I don't think so, because GameStop was a once in a lifetime opportunity where you can actually squeeze shorts out. Is this going to be similar to Open Door? Possibly. But will you get a GameStop-like move? I don't want to say no, but I don't want to say it's probable either. There's so much that can happen with a stock. It can go up so much, it can go down so much, and it's so interesting to follow along to see where investor, trader sentiment all lies. So that is everything that I have today for you guys. It's been crazy volatile for Beyond. Let me know, do you guys think Beyond Meat will bounce back? Will we see higher highs as up to $8 to $12 to $17? Are you guys holding? Drop your cost basis down below. Let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.